What's going on, my guys?
Station.
Oh,
Station, brother. So,
station.
good night, man. Good night. I had my birthday coming this Wednesday, so I wanted to do April was kind of like my birthday month. So you guys know I had to do a Stephen King movie. I couldn't do April without it, bro. So obviously tonight we're here to review Frank Darabont's The Mist, one of Stephen King's classics, and I'd say, man, like the holy trinity out of frickin' Frank Darabont's movies, man, and the Stephen King movies. I mean, Frank Darabont has 3 amazing movies. The Mist, The Green Mile, and Shawshank Redemption. And honestly, for the longest, The Green Mile was always honestly like my favorite. I remember when I was a kid and I had the VHS, it was this big ass like 2 VHS set. It might have almost been 3. I think it was 2. I know it was 2 for sure. Dude, you remember those? Scarf had them big ass boxes.
Yeah, we rented those. Yeah,
that was a good one, man. I think Stephen King's It as well was 2. But dude, if you guys don't own this Blu-ray, this was a hard one to get at one point, and this is the only way you can watch it in the black and white version. If you pick up this Blu-ray, there is a DVD collector's set, but obviously, man, it's like $12 for this on Amazon. So get it while it's fucking hot. Frank Darabont says in the intro of the black and white version, that's how he prefers this movie, and that's how it should have been done. He kind of gets into it, how it's very easy if you film a movie the way that, however it's done, that he said you can literally just do a black and white version, even if it's filmed in color or whatever. So that kind of bums me out for Rob Zombie's The Munsters, because it's like, why the fuck didn't we ever get a black and white on that?
Well, same reason we didn't get it in The Mist. The studio said no.
Well, that's true, but the way he said it, it's like, why didn't you just pop it on the Blu-ray just to sell more?
They did a Munsters.
Well, that's what they
Blu-ray.
did. Yeah.
They didn't do that on the Munsters.
Okay.
On the Munsters, no, they didn't. They should have. Yeah.
You didn't hear the way he describes it. He's like, it's very easy just to do it. And
yeah, because I didn't dislike the Munsters, but I think if it was in black and white, it would have been even better.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm wondering.
Goofy, but
most TVs, you could it'd be better if the studio did it, obviously. But you should just be able to go in there and take the saturation out and watch it.
Yeah, that's the way Frank Darabont described it.
Right.
It's not quite the same though.
Yeah, I was kind of amazed at the transition, because I've seen a bunch. I think this was my first time seeing it black and white.
Yeah,
me too.
I've seen a bunch of times with color, but I was kind of amazed that it translated so well.
I know.
Like Like you said, he intended it for it to be shot in black and white. It seemed
That's
like
what
that.
because he said the book feels like an old school monster
60s.
movie, and that's what Stephen King kind of intended it as, like an homage. So like you see in the beginning, he's got the picture of the Thing and stuff.
Right.
Like it's like kind of it's a straight up monster movie. You
Dark
know?
It was
Tower
pretty
shit.
It was pretty desaturated to begin with, anyway. It didn't have all like a lot.
But yeah, I mean that's how I always watched it too, Steph. I didn't even know about the black and white until about 5 years ago when I picked up a DVD. I picked up like the collector's DVD because it was impossible to get the Blu-ray. And I was like, holy shit, black and white. It might have been like 6 years ago or something. So I've had it for a while.
That sounds about right, because it was like what made me, I was like going on this like the black and white kick for a minute.
Yeah.
Whereas like, because Mad Max Fury Road did it, and I was like, yo, that movie was pretty damn dope. Like, but it was dope as shit in black and white. And then Logan did it, and then I found out about this one, even though this one came out.
Logan did like the Wolverine movie?
Yeah. It's dope as hell.
Why Logan
I didn't even know that.
White,
yeah.
They did it because it was a Western feel.
Yeah.
Western vibe.
It's not nothing special, but it fits, you know.
I feel like in that movie, it goes like, oh, this is awesome, to like where it feels a little out of place. Then you know what I mean?
With
like different
the black
scenes work better for the black and white. This one, everything works for the black and white.
The opening of this movie is absolutely gorgeous.
Do you guys think it peaks there though? Like visually, like I literally when it shows that the lightning outside, I did like an audible like holy shit.
I know, right?
I was like, oh my god, this is gonna look fucking crazy. But like it never reaches that level of like it looks cooler in black and white.
It looks
there
so
than it looks
good.
like
I think it also makes some. There's a couple scenes that have some wonky CGI, and it makes the wonky CGI look good.
It's million times.
Yeah, definitely. Especially like I feel like as we get like as the film
the flying yeah.
You know, like the CGI isn't as good as the shit we see every day now. So I feel like black and white kind of trims those little fine edges out and makes it look like perfect.
True shit.
But dude, I honestly almost kind of agree with you on that, Vern, where that opening is just incredible. Like you get beautiful shots in the movie, but they're of monsters and stuff where it's like that is the most visually stunning shot in the entire film. I feel like too.
And a question I had while watching it, as good as this looks, how good would have the fog been if it was in black and white?
Which
I
one?
think
That
would have been awesome.
It probably would have worked like it would have been easier.
No, the original one. Well,
that would have been gorgeous. That would have been gorgeous.
Which that movie came out, correct me if I'm wrong, was that 80 or 81? Because this novella came out in 1980.
Yeah, it was definitely like because it was right after Halloween.
Yeah, so it was. I think from what I could tell, King did it first, but they were probably working on them simultaneously. They got released right around.
Well, the whole thing with this pirates or monsters in the mist isn't a new concept. They did that back in,
right. I mean, just to the fog.
Yeah, they didn't
the
steal
mist,
it. But,
it's worth.
Yeah, no.
Which one came first? You know?
Yeah.
But obviously,
even the remake came out before the Mist.
Right.
Oh yeah, that too. With Tom Welling. But obviously you get a fantastic cast in this as well. Just everybody.
Walking Dead 2.0 or 1.0.
Yeah. This is what got Frank Darabont the job for Walking Dead, let's be honest.
And he took half the cast with him.
Yeah.
Hey, he's here, Babel.
Hey.
What up, brother?
And who survives to the end of this movie? Carol. And Carol was the person that survived the show.
She went on and lost all those kids later on in The Walking Dead.
What's funny in the commentary, which I only listened to half of, Frank Darabont is talking about her, and he recorded that before The Walking Dead came out, and he's like, this actress was just a local woman, and just like he's talking about this huge name, probably the most famous face in the fucking movie, as some little unknown person that nobody would know about. It's interesting.
That was her start.
Yeah.
No way.
Wow, really?
Well, I mean, it was.
Well, she was on
he
TV.
described her as a local actress, so I don't know if it was her.
No, yeah, but this is kind of what gave her jump start to get to like Walking
movies.
Dead and.
Yeah, I think she was in the Gilmore Girls or one of those shows on CW's. I don't know.
You would know.
But yeah, obviously, like we get a great cast in this movie. I think everybody just nails it. You get obviously who is it? Who we all know as the Punisher.
Thomas Jane.
Thomas Jane.
He
Yeah,
was great. Yeah.
and we get the girl who plays Carol. Like we said, we
You
get
get Lori, not Lori, but Andrea
Andrea. Yes, yeah.
Dale.
and Dale.
Dale. That was what I was just gonna say next. And isn't freaking the freaking Thomas Jane's neighbor, the black guy,
Andrew
Brent or
Brown,
whatever his name is?
Brooklyn 919.
Isn't he in The Walking Dead or no?
No.
Okay.
He's
So
in
you get,
Brooklyn 919 with.
I feel like David Drayton, Thomas Jane's name is like a throwback, is like the Drayton name for
yeah.
like
his
the
other movies.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre, who they have.
Oh, okay.
The uncle or whatever. You get Toby Jones, who's
He's
actually
great.
a freaking badass in this. He's like
He's a
the
great-
most ruthless and just kills the one crazy like
Yeah, she deserved
you
kill.
know
Toby Jones
who's
was
trying
legit.
to start at like a little freaking
Yeah, Marsha Gay Harden. She's great.
trying to get everybody riled up in there, and he just shoots her in the damn head. I mean, that was just bad.
Well, to be fair, he busted the milk bottle first, then he shot her in the head.
No, he shot her in the stomach by bus.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yes, I understand.
And then he shot her in the head. I mean, I thought he was awesome. And normally he plays like a sadistic, crazy guy sometimes, but that was one where he was like a badass.
Mm-hmm.
You get the legendary William Sadler. I mean, he was in the first episode of Tales from the Crypt, and he was in Tales from the Crypt Demon Knight as well. I mean, I absolutely love William Sadler, and I think
did you do with the stash?
What was that? It's the guy. He doesn't have the money. It's the guy.
The Hicks.
He's like the dumb one, kind of.
It's the guy who, like, after the young guy gets killed, and they see like the guy, all the people like in
he goes over to the groupies.
The spider web, and he goes over to the crazy chick's side after. And
he's the one that doesn't believe him at the.
Man.
Okay.
Yeah,
you better hold your teeth,
right?
Mr.
Yeah, I love what he says, and he says this in the book too, line for line. He's like, why didn't you tell us what you meant better?
Yeah. William Sadler just always knocks it out the park for me. I freaking love him. He's done literally so much. He's another horror icon. I mean, he's Shawshank Redemption as well.
Mm-hmm.
He's the guy who almost gets stabbed by oh my god, what's his name? The old guy who hangs himself. He's the one who almost gets stabbed by the old guy. If you guys
no, he was racist, and Sam Rockwell was the.
Isn't that Die Hard too?
Isn't that Death from?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He was the head of Section 31 in Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a huge career.
Oh damn!
Huge career.
He's most badass.
He's the Grim Reaper in Bill and Ted.
Oh, yo.
Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. He's the Grim Reaper.
Yeah.
Third time that's been said, but evidently it wasn't loud enough for Steph or Dylan every time.
No, yeah, I'm high too, so there's.
Well, real quick, let's say what's up to a few people here in the chat. What's up, GT? John's Comics. What's up, my brother? Good to see you, bro. It's been a while. You got Gary up in here. Luke. Little bro Evan. What's up, bro? Station. Haven't seen it in black and white yet, but I want to at some point. Yeah, you definitely got to, John. It's a must, man. It'll change. Like the movie's already a masterpiece, but that'll just it's just the cherry on top.
I don't think I'd ever watch in color again.
Yep, Drayton Sawyer. That's who I was saying. His last name, definitely good one, Ev. Thank you, brother. But yeah, you get the all-star cast, no doubt. I love everybody in this. It's another one of those small town, everybody knows everybody. And you guys know I love that with my Stephen King movies. And
what was the Christmas one? That was only shot for TV. Like he wrote it for
what was
the miniseries we did. What was that one?
Century?
Storm of the Century.
Yeah.
Dale was in that one too.
I fucking love that one.
Yeah, he's Dale's favorite. He's a favorite.
Oh yeah, Dale's in that too. Yeah. This is one though I never read the book on this. I don't even know if it's like a huge book or anything. I'd be interested to see, but the
No,
biggest
It's really
thing I
short.
know, it's
Oh,
pretty
wow.
short. Oh wow.
it was a novella,
Oh okay. But yeah, man.
Oh.
and the ending's different.
I think this movie's fucking great, dude. And Station to Sal, what's up, brother? I think this movie's great. I'm very interested to hear what you guys think about it. I don't know, is anybody for nobody's seen this for the first time? Black and white version, first time maybe,
First
but
time, yeah.
you've all seen this movie definitely before.
Yeah.
Many a time.
But yeah, man, like I said, I didn't. I've been wanting to do this for a while, and I figured, a couple days before my birthday would have been the perfect time because you guys know I'm a sucker for Stephen King, and
Well, it's gonna be hard to give this a 0.5. You digs, Jesus.
nobody giving this a 0.5. We ain't Robbie up in here, man. We ain't Robbie. So let's kick it off, man. Fable, my man. What did you think about this, bro?
I enjoyed this one. It was pretty good. It's solid. Like you, I'm a sucker for the small town. Everybody knows each other's stories. I love stuff like that. A lot of cool characters. It was really good. It probably wasn't the best of this kind of movie I've ever seen, but I did enjoy it. I did like the monsters. I kind of wanted to know more about the monsters, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Watching this, but it is what it is. It's supposed to be a little character drama. Lock people up in a supermarket, see what happens, kind of movie. And for that, it was pretty good. If I had any nitpicks with it, really, it would be some characterization issues, like some scripting issues. Some of the characters do things or say things that don't make sense at the time, or I just don't get. But and other than that, me personally, even though it is a good ending, I didn't like the ending personally. Like me, myself. Yeah, because for me, it tried to go for this like Twilight Zone type twist ending, and I don't think it was deserved. I don't think it was earned or deserved. Like
it's a
Thomas
little out
J's
of
character.
nowhere.
Yeah, Thomas J's character was a good freaking dude. And usually when you do these kind of twist endings, the guy kind of has it coming in some sort of way, or he's something that he's wished for. It's just a twisted version of what he's wished for. But this guy didn't deserve any of the shit that happened to him at the end. So it ended up just being kind of fucked up. Rather than just
it's a very decisive ending. It was a very decisive, divisive.
Rather than that Twilight Zone type of ending that I think that's what Frank was going for, but it just didn't land for me. Other than that, though, really enjoyable popcorn flick for sure. Enjoyed it.
Yeah. I was always shocked by the ending, man. I was just like, holy shit. And then just as you see the trucks coming by, because he thinks it's going to be the monster coming to eat him. And it ain't. I always just thought it was just fucked up, man. And I always thought it was ballsy him doing it that way. Just because, obviously most movies he would have went that extra mile and would have saved, and it would have been a happy ending somehow. And in a way, I liked him keeping it like John Carpenter always would try to do, where he was like, it ain't always a happy ending, man. It just ain't. And he's like, and I love that. That's why John Carpenter is one of my favorites, because he didn't always do that. That textbook. It's got to be, everything's got to just unfold, and then it's gonna be and ravel back up. And it's going to be perfect at the end, and they're going to all be happy and live in harmony.
Well, the argument was, if you've I read the book. I know, Bruno, you said you read the book, and the book kind of ends, and that was always a criticism in the book. Is the book ending is the army's there, it comes, and the book just abruptly ends.
Yeah.
So I still think this is better than the book. But
I listened to it this week, and I actually didn't finish it. It's only a 5.5 hour audiobook, and I'm on hour 4, so I don't know, but everything is like word for word, other than I know the ending is different, but it is a very faithful adaptation, like scene for scene, line for line.
Yeah
it's just it's a decent ending, and I can see how people like, it's not bad, and it's not a bad movie because of it. It's just me personally, I I just thought it was messed up, and
I get with what you're saying. It's probably because it wasn't written by King. That's why the character doesn't deserve that. It was never set up because that
like
never
Sal
happened.
mentioned. Sal mentioned he made the mistake of not helping her, but nobody was gonna help that lady, man. Everybody thought there was death.
Well, that was like literally.
That fog was there. Yeah. She wanted to go out there. That was her business. You know what I mean? I don't think Thomas Jane deserved what. I mean, you saw what he did. He killed his own kid. I mean, that's effed up, right? You know?
Yeah.
But,
it is, and I think that's the point. Is it's the utter.
No, I get it,
Yeah,
and that's what I'm saying.
The utter loss of hope. They thought it was totally done.
It's just like too downer for me. I was like,
I do.
I love downer.
I do wish they like. I wish we in a way could have got like a sequel to this where you get more into the monsters, and because the only thing you really get is that they possibly, and it's almost like not even for sure. It's more like the army guy says, I've heard rumors like everybody else, and he's like that it's a portal, and then they opened the door and it brought it.
What else could it be, really?
So that's really the only thing you can go.
Let's not forget that the way to get rid of the mist is to drive some tanks through it, and then just everything.
The mist just dissipates. Yeah.
I got the idea they weren't really dispelling the mist; they were just killing the things in it. That's all.
Yeah.
And the mist was really weren't calling them; they were just coming through it.
But I mean, obviously,
the mist was alive.
There's a radius.
The mist didn't come through the door when they opened the door halfway.
Yeah,
you never know, man. That army truck could have got hit by the by the fucking monster.
The Lovecraftian Cthulhu shit.
You never know that they all made
that.
It
I really liked. That I really liked. I like the creatures. I wanted to know more. Like I wanted to see.
Well, the creature that you see at the end of the movie is the same one that is shooting its tentacles in through the door in the beginning, right?
We don't necessarily know.
I don't know because that's like the tentacles and everything made me think that was like its own type monster.
Well, yeah, tentacles are one at the end.
Because the rest were
but he was so tall, high up, like his legs were like stories high.
Right.
Yeah, but they weren't touching.
They go in and out of the body.
They could probably.
And I said tentacles, not testicles. Hanging those things down. That would be horrible, man. A testicle monster? Fuck that. I don't mean fuck it. I mean just screw that.
He had written
a scene. Screw it. I mean just I won't even think about it.
He was going to open up the movie with an incident at the military base where like they released the mist.
Yeah,
and they decided not to do it, and I agree with that. I don't think we needed that. I like it being just hinted at. For me, I love how Scarpet like it could have been anything, or maybe I misheard what you said, but I think they not solidify it, but it's pretty much laid out that it is an accident at the military place.
Right. Oh, that's for sure. It is definitely because the guy even says that the guy in the spider web, thing which that's a fucking awesome scene as well, where you see the thing kind of like in his stomach, and then he's just like his whole body turns into like little ass spiders. But he says that it's their fault. It's their fault. They did it. Which they're running experiments and everything. Which I almost feel like maybe Stranger Things in a way could have pulled a couple things from this.
When did this come out again? When did this come out?
2006.
80 for the book.
Oh, the book is 80. This 2006.
This thing had
2007.
This thing had pretty good CG for 2006.
Oh man,
it looks better with the black.
2007.
Yeah, it was 2007. Scarpet.
It could have been like a Stargate.
Did you watch the black and white Fable? It's curious. Did everybody watch the black and white?
Yeah, I watched it. I'd seen the black and white before, but I'd seen it plenty of times. But for the first, I mean, from 2007 till like 15, I always saw it in the colored version. So I love both versions, honestly. But the black and white is just so beautiful to watch, like in a pitch black room all by yourself and just black and white, baby. I'm telling you. So
that's the way I think I'll watch it for any time I put it on in the future.
Yeah, that's usually how I watch it always now. Like if it was me and my girl, I'd maybe just throw on the color just to maybe keep her more attentive on it. I feel like maybe if it was black and white, she might. I don't know if she's ever seen a black and white movie. I'll have to ask her that. But my preferred way is the black and white. No,
not all black and white is the same though.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
true.
true. Yeah.
Very true. So, Steph, brother, what did you think, man? I know you said it was first time watching the black and white version.
I really enjoy this film. This is one of my favorite horror films.
Oh, hell yeah.
Just, you know, I'm a stickler for a good story, and
Yeah.
I like the tension of the paranoia between people once all hell breaks loose and
Yeah.
all structure goes out the window.
A lot of people stuck in a grocery store, and it's not a big one. It's a small, like,
No,
little
yeah,
town
very.
grocery store, and there's a lot of people in there.
And that too stuck out to me is like I'm very hesitant to watch movies that take place in one small location. Sometimes that can go either really bad or it can be really good.
Yeah.
And this is one of the situations where it went really good. They utilized their sets very well. And when you set, like you said, small grocery store, great characters from Thomas Jane to, you know, I think everyone played their part well, no matter how minute or big the role was. Everyone played it to a T.
Yeah.
I too did want to see more of the monsters this time around. Like I found myself thinking that while watching this, but I think that adds to the whole mystery and paranoia of not seeing them so much. It tries to enhance that. But I will say that this time around, it's never bothered me before. I haven't seen this in a few years, admittedly, but this time around, the ending did bother me a little bit. I get what he was going for.
Question. The last time you saw it, did you have a child?
I did not. That's the key. Yes. But I feel like I get what they're going for, but I feel like he kind of like did all that shit and threw in the towel too early once that happened. Like it's like the gas just ran out. Why don't you sit in the car for a little bit? And the last minute,
another car,
you know, and a monster's coming, then you rely on that. If that's your ultimatum, if that's what you choose to do. But I felt like he just kind of gave in too early, and it's just, you know, by mere coincidence. Because of
everything they saw and everything that happened in the store, he didn't want that to happen.
That's just not my instinct. You go down swinging until you can't no more. Like I feel like he just.
I think it's at that point they're just utterly out of hope.
I don't know.
From what they've seen, they thought they were.
Well,
keep going till you can't no more.
Like Steph said, he should have given it one more chance. I do agree.
Like, yeah.
It's kind of just out of nowhere where he's just like sitting there and you're like thinking like they're gonna say, well, he like honestly he could have said, I'm gonna go try.
I'm gonna. You guys stay here because obviously they couldn't see through like the mirrors of the car because when they hopped in right before they took off, the spider.
Everybody. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Stuff. Yeah.
If he didn't come back, Dale could have killed everybody.
Yeah. Well, I blame Dale and Andrea because they had the same exact story in this show they had in Walking Dead. They were annoying and they made people do shit they shouldn't have done. Really, if you think about it, he looks at Dale, he looks at Andrea. They both go okay, and then he does it. Otherwise, he probably wouldn't have done it. Was blame those two, man.
Not to get too like in depth, but he could have had his wife like really hug his wife and then just tried to kill two birds with one stone.
That's a great. Hey, you guys all line up totally, dude.
Right. I mean, it would have worked, and then he could have just had one for himself. I mean,
that's true. Yeah. You're right.
It's just not the kid and the whole waiting thing. It's also I could tell he's going for like a twist, you know, Rod Serling type of ending.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's
earned. Like, oh my God, he just.
Like the message for me from that is like if you do the right thing, you get fucked over.
Well, that's what I'm supposed to take away from that.
That's life.
That decision.
I mean that, yes, but
look, they saw nothing in the 2 hours of that movie until they saw that Cthulhian thing, and once you see some shit like that, a 200 fucking foot monster from hell, I think you probably think shit's gonna fucking not go good here. So I believe it. I buy it.
Okay, you're a fan of Twilight Zone, right? You're a fan of Twilight Zone.
Yeah, but I buy that he would do that because.
Hold on. You're a fan of Twilight Zone. You've seen the episode where Burgess Meredith wants to read nothing but books,
and his glasses break.
And his glasses break. That's what they were going for there. But
I think
in Burgess Meredith's case, it built up to have that sort of ending because he didn't want to be with anybody anyway. And when he finally got what he wanted, it was a twisted version of what he wanted.
I know.
If they would have built something for Thomas Jane to have that happen where it's like, damn, if I
I
would have
think
waited
from what
2 more
I-
seconds,
Let him finish.
would've-
Yeah, he's making great points.
yeah.
Right.
You gotta let him finish.
Keep going.
No, that's it.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I just think from what he saw, they drove. I don't know how long they drove till they ran out of gas. Everything they saw, which you didn't see on the screen,
My instinct,
and then the Cthulhu thing. I think that was that finally was the end. I know what you're saying. A lot of people didn't like.
I think it's
that
an instinct
ending.
as a parent to go through hell and back for your kid.
Right, and that's why the majority of the people
you-
don't like their parents. I don't have kids. I was fine with it.
I mean, for years that didn't bother me. I was just like, man, that's fucked up. That's
Yeah.
I kind of liked it, but
Well, don't go
as a
see Evil
parent,
Dead Rise then, because
I've always
they're
thought
happy
it's
for that
fucked
family.
up. I've always thought
Yeah.
it was
Can't help
fucked
but
up.
spoil everything.
but I kind of thought it enhanced to the lore of the film, But this time I thought around it was kind of cheap. Like it wasn't earned, like Fable said. They could have.
Yeah, because
set some
I
things
almost
up
feel
to-
like it does come a little left field. But I
Yeah,
feel like that's
yeah.
what he's trying to almost make it seem, where it's like you're just like, holy fucking shit.
Yeah.
And I guess a lot of people didn't. They were just like, that's fucked up. I still think it's fucked up, but I'm more like, holy fucking shit, that's fucking crazy.
Right.
Like that he just did that. So because it's like I see so many movies. I understand because he is like the hero. You know what I mean? He's the good guy in the whole thing. And normally that isn't the route that they go. And I feel like maybe, like Fable said, if you left a couple breadcrumbs where it was a little more deserving, but I still feel like maybe if you give like one more scene where he does try and it's just like he's pinned up against and the monster's like about to kill him or something, about to kill all of them. And then
let's not get even to the scene. The little boy woke up right before. He clearly saw what was about to go down. That made it even more fucked up,
Oh, Andrea put her hand over his face. He's fine.
No, his eyes wide.
Yeah, he was waking up. But in a way, it makes sense because he would do it because you see what happens to the army officers when they find them all like wrapped in the webbings and everything.
It's a real horrible
way,
shit,
like,
man.
they're inside them. So he's like, I don't want that to happen to
You
me.
see spiders coming out of somebody's fucking body and turning.
Last resort, like I said, last resort. They didn't see anything coming up to the car.
One more scene where I'm saying where he's trying to find another car or something, and then it's just like he's pinned.
Yeah, that would have worked. That would have been deserved.
My first instinct is get out the car. Let's try to siphon some gas from another car.
Right, all those cars you passed,
you could have tried something.
All these people, as soon as they walked out the door or they opened the door of the car, they were fucking gone and they were eaten. So there is no get out of the car and do this. They were fucking snatched as soon as they got out of the
because
car.
they tried to they went into the mist. They did go. If they never went into the mist,
the mist was all still around them.
But they went into the mist.
The mist was obviously traveling. It was radius traveling.
They made it. He went into the mist and made it back from the pharmacy to the grocery store. So it's like he could have tried something. That's what they're trying to say.
He didn't want the possibility of his kid be eaten in a bad way.
It's more like where he's like, I'm out of gas, so I guess I got 4 bullets.
I just felt like also there should have been something in the beginning of the story that gives that twist more weight to it.
It's justification.
Just being a messed up situation and just being like Frank Darabont saying, I need some effed up shit to happen right now. This is the most effed up shit I could think of. Let's end it like this.
What should have happened is the little kid should have said, fuck you, Dad. Don't fucking point that gun at me, and pull out a gun that he took from the fucking store, Toby's gun, and shot Dad and said, fuck you, Dad. Don't shoot me. Boom.
I could dig that. I'd be like, yo, that's fucked up, but it'd be fucked up in a different way.
One of my issues,
on my motherfucking face, Dad. Boom.
If they're gonna do that ending where they kill the kid, why is the kid asleep or just gone for the majority of the movie? Well, none of us know his name. I bet. Like, there's no connection.
I think it was like Billy, but no, there really wasn't. Yeah, no,
maybe they thought that would be too much. Like if it was like a Steven Spielberg kid that you know what I mean.
Right.
That kind of writing, it would have been too much.
Yeah. But like Two Gun said, Fable and Scarphead both make valid points. I'm one of the people that I do enjoy the ending. I think it's fucking nuts and it's fucked up, but I like that. I like that it's different. I do agree though with Fable where it could have been a little more deserving, where I just want one more scene of him trying anything, just because I guess I can understand it. Even if I wasn't a parent, I can understand that even as think about it as your loved ones. Would you, if you were sitting there with your mother, your father, and your brothers and sisters and something, and you're like, fuck, I ran out of gas, but I got fucking 4 bullets, I'd be like, nah, like, I'm gonna see what's up. Like, and if I'm not back, then y'all can talk about the bullets. But we gonna try, there's
then you have to have a Cthulhu.
there's
outside
always
the car.
options, man. You know what I mean? It's not like if he walked into the mist, like he couldn't breathe, it was poison gas. They went they went into the mist and they made it back to the fucking grocery store. Maybe some people died. Maybe he would have died trying.
He threw in the towel too early, bro.
Only half the biker dude made it back.
And then that would have been something where it's like he dies or they get pinned up, and then it's like he needed the last resort thing, and that's what that is like a final last resort, and that's why it's so fucked up when he does it, because you're like, you fucking idiot, bro. Like you could have waited a couple minutes. You could have really sat there and thought about it. Like you were just too quick to do it. That's why it's so decisive. Because even though I like it, I still always would sit there and I'm like, damn, that's so fucked up. You fucking idiot, though. You know what I mean?
Or maybe if they were like, they had set something up where he was like, he left because they had got a radio post about a safe haven, something where then when they got to it, that they realized there was no hope.
Right.
That would have been more deserved of him. Just, we're out of gas, guys. Time's up. Like,
in a way, though, I think that's why the ending is. That's why I love the ending, and why I think it is so great, because we've been talking about it just like the last 30 minutes.
Yeah. It's effective.
It is decisive.
But
you either like it or you don't, though. But you still, I know Fable still likes the movie for the most part.
No, I like it.
But he's just like, I'm not a big fan of that ending.
Yeah, that's a nitpick.
No, yeah, this is all minor nitpicking.
And that's probably why I didn't remember this movie, because I was telling Link. Link was like, have you seen this before? I said, I thought I didn't until I watched it. Right. And now I kind of maybe understand why I never went back to it, because it probably turned me off the first time I saw it. And they're like, oh, man, really?
Yeah.
That's heavy.
I'll never watch this movie again because of the ending. I love the movie, but because of the ending, I will never watch it again. So
I think it's the main reason why it's...
Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying that's what people are saying. Everybody I talk to, a lot of them say, I love the movie, but because the ending is so shock value ending, I can't do it.
It'd be like that sometimes. American History X is a great film. That's not something you go and watch all the time, though.
Say that. I think that's why the movie isn't as popular as it is, because people don't recommend it because of the ending.
I think it's the reason why we're talking about it right now, dude. I think it's the reason why it's as popular as it is. Without that ending, it's a lot more forgettable. I'm not saying it's forgettable, but it's the thing that people talk about first when you talk about The Mist.
Yeah, that's what I always just thought. When I think of the movie, I'm just like, that fucking ending, dude. That fucking ending. You know what I mean? That's
why I prefaced it by saying it's my personal taste. Right. Not that it's a bad ending. I never said it was bad. I just said that me personally, I don't like my things to end like that. Or if they are going to end like that, like you said, more deserved or earned. Yeah. You know.
I can't say personally that the ending was something I really focused on in my previous viewings. I was more appealed to the fact that it was more of a horror, but we didn't really get anything. Like, it was more of like the tension and the paranoia and the psyches clashing between people. Like, that was different to me. I mean, I saw this when I was like 19, 20 years old at the time. I've seen it I haven't seen it in a few years, though. That's what this rewatch made me realize. But it was always like, I was like, if it didn't really show anything, I always felt that kind of was cheap. And the fact that they didn't really show anything in this movie, and I was impressed by that, always stood out to me.
Yeah.
So there's like an allure and mystery throughout this movie that I really dug. That, like I said, I just thought the ending was fucked up, and I just thought that was kind of a cool twist. But this viewing made me focus on the ending more, though. I was like, man, you threw in the towel too early. But still, great movie. Yeah. Fantastic cast, beautifully shot. Like, I think, this is a very I know the people, we use the term movies and films interchangeably, and it can be done. But I think like this is like where most horror movies, this is like a horror film, or like it's sci-fi too. But it's it's just quality throughout the entire thing, even with the divisive ending.
Before we go to Vern, I wanted to I'm curious now because we've gone so deep into this. Frank Darabont. So we know he's done 3 Stephen King movies. Is any of the for any of you, is The Mist your favorite? What would be your favorite Darabont King film?
Shawshank for me all day.
Yeah,
I love Shawshank.
I feel like Shawshank is always the one for everyone.
Yeah, Shawshank Redemption.
I would probably say The Mist.
It's an all-around. It's a
great
movie.
It's Shawshank, Green Mile, then this.
Yeah.
I love, dude. I go back and watch Shawshank all the time, and over the years, it's grown on me so much more. Where I almost am like,
I think Green Mile's very close.
That in Green Mile,
yeah, I think I might like Green Mile a little bit better than Shawshank.
I just love what is his name? Something Duncan. He just always like that one. Just like I know everyone. The old guy. What's his name? The black guy. The big hit.
Dunk. I know he
passed away.
He passed
away a while ago.
Let me ask another question. Of all 3 of those movies, do you think the fact that maybe Shawshank is everybody's favorite is because it's the one with the happy ending?
That's possible.
It's the journey.
Or the
too. It was on TV every fucking day.
Yeah, I think you're getting mixed up with happy endings versus whether this deserved the ending it got. I like.
No. I'm saying, do you think Shawshank is as pop as it does because it has a positive ending? An ending that everybody rallies around and gets happy.
I think Green Mile.
I mean, universally
interchangeable in my mind.
They're all honestly, all of them are.
Green Mile, I don't think it has a happy.
They're all so neck and neck, but it comes down to personal opinion. But I love, over the years, I almost could maybe say I'm tied with Shawshank and Green Mile, but the Green Mile just hits me where I could almost cry every time I watch it. That's why I almost, because it's hard for that to happen with me. So I feel like that's why I give Green Mile a little bit of edge. Mohammed has just joined. What is your favorite Stephen King movie adaptation? For me, it's definitely Shawshank Redemption. It's in my top 2 movies ever, and for me, the only movie I put above it is Goodfellas. That's the damn good one.
What about Stephen King horror movies?
I'm a huge Stephen King fan, so that's a tough one, man.
What's your favorite Stephen King horror movie?
Fuck, it might be
tough, man.
The first half of it, 1990.
I was gonna say that one. That's probably it for me as well. I
like the recent It Chapter 1. I thought
me too.
Me too.
Fantastic. Yeah.
And you guys know this one is just I always loved Storm of the Century and then Salem's Lot. Those are 2 that are just like And then Silver Bullet. Silver Bullet. Those are like my 3 too. I like Silver Bullet. I used to watch my dad and my Jiddu growing up because we were always so into werewolves. Salem's Lot. That was another one just because my Jiddu loved like classic like monster movies, and that was like the Nosferatu. You know what I mean? And then it was just another classic. That was another two VHS box set that I had. I fucking love that one.
Plus, it came out when it was like, I think it was 1990. I was 7.5 years old watching it on TV. It was just perfect you could get into it because of the kids, and then it scared the fuck out of me. Like, still,
my one little sister's still scared of it. She's like, I'm pretty sure she's like, I'll watch.
You know which one I like?
But I can't watch.
Which one I like? That's slept on. Is it Sleepwalkers by Stephen King?
Yeah. Sleepwalkers is another. There's Tommy Knockers. Pet Sematary is another great one as well.
Pet Cemetery, go.
I mean, I love all the Stephen.
Not horror, but Stand By Me would be.
There's like 1 or 2 that are a little like, what is it? I love the Langoliers, but there's one, I think, Golden Years. A lot of people.
Tommy Knockers.
Tommy Knockers I loved as a kid, but it is very cheesy.
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, I remember there was a time when I was in high school that if you asked me if you like Stephen King adaptations, I would have been like, no, most of them suck, because I was reading all the books. But I think I appreciate a lot of them that I didn't like before I like now.
Can you maybe explain to me that in this period we have, it's all nostalgia and it's all remakes, why they haven't remade the TV Stephen King into actual movie Stephen King, like Tommy Knockers stuff? Why has anybody redone those?
I think I've heard that Tommy Knockers was gonna get
as a movie.
Remake. I've heard that. I've heard it. I thought Tommy Knockers was gonna.
I'd like to see all those TV stuff.
I mean, they're doing 3 or 4 of them a year, man. You know what I mean? They'll get to it. You know what I mean? Like they're checking them off the list, dude. They're gonna get to all that shit.
They're coming. Like Like he's got the Boogeyman one coming. I think
And let's not
they're
forget the
doing
one
new
that
stuff, and then they'll do a remake here and
the
there.
one that I never watched till the Dylan Hatton show, Night Flyers. I was impressed by that movie,
I love
Hmm.
Night
and
Flyer, man.
no one remembers that anymore.
That's such an underrated one, and that needs a Blu-ray because I like.
Yeah, it's
I
not
literally,
anywhere.
I remember going and because like not a lot of people reviewed that, and I found this guy Sinister Cinema, and he loved that movie, and I was like, I fucking love this guy, and I fell in love with his channel, and just because like I found like there were so many movies that I loved, and I thought so many people just hated on, and I was like, this guy gets me, bro. But Vern, man, what did you think, brother? What are your thoughts on The Mist?
I always, first of all, the ending, I'll just say I do like it. I totally get everything that everyone was saying. We don't need to bring all that up again. I totally get it. And it fucking,
Hell yeah.
this is the first time that I've watched it since having a kid. And I do think it hit me even more. There was a part of me that was like, I don't fuck, maybe I don't like this. But the fact that it's so effective, it's like, fuck it, I like it. I like stuff that makes me feel shit and definitely makes you feel things. And just the way that it's shot too. You mentioned like the way they're looking at each other. I love that. The way it just goes to the outside of the car, bam, 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 bam. It's just it's great. When he's
Even his afterwards, where he was like screaming, that was pretty. You know, just
that was really good.
I love that. But okay, more stuff I like. I like how it's like a microcosm of the country. Everybody's represented, all the extremes, the religious, the military, the regular people. I think of the one guy that plays Death. He like represents stupid people in America. Just
ignorant.
like people that won't follow anything. And the themes are cool. The way it's shot's cool, where it's like it's just chaos. Even looking at the commentary and all that, the way they shot it was cool. Like it was just a free for all kind of. But Fable, you said it right off the bat. I like it. It always takes me out of it. The thing that bugs me the most about this movie are the character actions. When the judge, his neighbor, starts calling people his people after it's been 30 seconds into this fucking
right,
and she's calling for blood sacrifices right away. They build up the Mrs. Carmody stuff pretty well because she gets punched right away. Like people are like, shut the fuck up. And then it takes a couple days and people getting scared shitless to get them to follow her.
Yeah.
But it's I get that. Like I think they did a good job building it up, but I'm never into that part of the movie. Like I've seen Mrs. Carmody and a bunch of fucking Stephen King versions of Carrie's mom, and there's a bunch of, there's one in Under the Dome that's pretty much the same thing. And if it's not a woman, it's a religious fanatic guy. Not that that's a bad thing. I don't mind a good trope if it's good, but it does it always takes me out of it, and I feel like I never put this movie on a pedestal that a shitload of people do because it kind of takes me out of it so much. And it's 2 hours long. And I think they have the length. It needs that length in order to make you feel like they've been in this fucking store long enough to start acting crazy. Sure. But that makes, for me, I still don't love it. I still don't love the people's reactions to it. I don't 100% buy it. And then it makes the movie feel a little long. So it's like it's a double negative on that.
Yeah, when she starts calling for the kid soldier's head, and Thomas Jane is trying to stop it. Even his own people are holding him back, and I thought that was out of character.
Dale grabbed. Yeah, I was like,
yeah. And back to earlier. I'm sorry, Bruno. About the monsters. Not that I want to know completely how they work and how they look, but one of my favorite parts is when they go next door to the pharmacy. That's when shit gets really good. I want more of that. That's what I meant. But anyway, go ahead, Bruno.
No, you're good.
They could have been more scenes like that.
In Scarpet, I didn't finish the book, so I don't know. Like one thing that they did in the book that could change the way you would feel about it, Fable, is the main character bangs the blonde. He's just assuming his wife's been dead for a few hours.
Andrea,
he bangs Andrea, and
I almost forget that's not his wife at times.
Yeah.
He didn't know his wife was dead.
She slipped into wife role almost immediately.
Yeah, I know.
The other thing I don't know about, I kind of wish there wasn't Scarpa. I don't know how long ago it was that you read the novella, but I kind of wish that they just find these soldiers that hung themselves, and they don't know why. Like where I got to in the novella, they never get the explanation from another military dude. That might happen at the end, but I like the idea of them just being like, dude, they must have done something.
That's probably why they
don't
were like,
spell
we
it
gotta
out.
give them something.
They don't spell it out, but I think that
the movie spells everything out. It spells all the themes out, and they sit there and talk about a lot about, well, the people are afraid and all this. Like it holds your hand in a lot of ways. Not that it bugs me too much, but I do feel like it does, like, really hold your hand. But
yeah,
overall, I like it a lot, but not as much as a lot of people, I don't think.
We fucking love Misery up in here. We did a review for Misery a month or two back. Definitely check it out. I'm glad you love it though, Vern. Sorry, I didn't cut you off at the end. And what's up, Zach? Now you're here, the show can start. Definitely, brother. And what's up, Kevin? Greetings, brother. But yeah, we do love Misery up in here. I know that's one thing I can say. So yeah, go you have to check our review out and see what we got to say about it. We go pretty in depth on that one. That's definitely another one of my favorites as well as Misery. That's why it's like I'll say a few and I'm like, yeah, and that one too, and then that we didn't know
Misery.
The Shining.
Yeah.
No one even mentioned The Shining. You know what I mean? There's a lot. I feel like he gets a bad rep at times, but it's like there's some fucking bangers too. You know, there are a few stinkers, no doubt, but I have fun with even some of the stinkers. You know,
he writes so much that you have a stinker.
Yeah,
and he's got a lot of he's even had a lot of TV shows over the few years. What is it? There's that Cadillac one, Mr. Mercedes.
Right.
Golden Cadillac.
That reminds me, dude. Just one other thing I wanted to say. It all of the characters, like, overreactions, like, it fits that Stephen King mold. Like, remember, I think we were talking about
they play characters.
Stephen King bully doesn't just pick on you. He pulls out a knife and cuts you open and shit. Everybody's over the top. If they've got a guy making bad decisions, because that's another one of the bits that, like, really bugs me is how he's like, no, I heard a noise out there. He's like, yeah, we don't think you heard anything. You're just scared. It's like, no, fucking listen to the guy. He keeps saying it.
I wouldn't even lie about something like that.
Yeah.
You see this even when Dale was running into the fucking store. I said this when I was bitching about it earlier. I was like, he said there's something in the mist. Right. Dale says that as he's running into the fire. You think he's just making this shit up? Like,
playing games on me because
he wasn't even
out of town.
Yeah, he was, right? Yeah,
he was like, okay,
out of towner.
And I look at it as them saying, like, he's so afraid, he's in denial, and that's just he's the example of that. But he's a judge. He should be smarter than that. He seems to be very under control or in control. So it's just he's probably the bit that bugs me the most out of it, that takes me out of it. All the
William Sadler's
really enjoy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, now that we talk about it, I like his little arc, I guess you could say, because he was so ignorant that he just swayed to whatever opinion was the strongest at the time. Like, started off not believing Thomas Jane, called a religious woman, said he was going to punch her in the mouth or smack her or something like that. Yeah. Then by the end of the movie, he's one of her disciples, and it's
what's that word that they say?
Expediate.
Expiation. Expiation. He says that with such gusto.
He's like, oh, great.
Expiation.
Word of the day. Expiation. I love too. He's just like, expiation. He's just like so into it, and they're like, he's fucking gone.
He's a sheep.
Then he ninja'd his way into the, right before they took out the military dude, he ninja'd his way into the back and just I caught you, you son of a bitch, and like yanked him up to the front.
I love when they're all
he snapped out of his religion zealousy.
They're all shutting out the light. The lights are attracting them, and they're all shutting out the lights in the front. He's running around turning.
He's turning on the fight. Yeah.
And let's just say their burning thing with the mop plan didn't go too well. They set all the aisles on fire.
What about Norton saying he threw cow blood in the back of the store? Who the hell would do that in that situation?
Right.
Yeah.
I know. It's ridiculous.
Definitely.
We're locked in here that we might as well play some pranks on some people.
Right.
Yeah, and the Dead Zone is another good one, Gary. We did that one, but I ended up getting sick with a migraine, throwing up in the background while Robbie and Vern did that. That was one of the first shows that Vern did, I believe.
Yeah, it might have been the first time.
It might have been the first, I think.
Oh, shit.
You know what, Lake? What you saying that got me thinking. Maybe if they would have shown a scene with the town interacting before any mist came in, where they're showing this one talking shit about that one, this one not trusting this one or whatever.
So
I
rapport
heard
goes,
this.
yeah.
So that when they get
Going
into these
on. Some guy
situations, you
thinks
could
he's
believe
banging
him
his
more.
wife.
Yeah, you could believe him more where he's like, I don't believe you because you don't like me
Right.
from the beginning. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
I don't think so.
There's some.
I think it's pretty obvious. I
You
don't think
you could
people
have
need things
easily
spelled
had
out.
you could have easily had a 5-minute scene of just opening the movie with the town going about their fucking business. Then he goes home, and then it follows with the scene how the movie opens with the
Well, the
storm
movie is
comes right
already
after
like
that.
2 hours long.
Yeah, I don't know. I think
I said a 5-minute scene at the most.
Well,
You
no,
could do
I
that
know.
shit in 2
I know.
minutes if you
Right.
really
Yeah,
were.
very
Yeah,
true.
you really could.
Very true.
What's 2 more minutes? We've all seen James Cameron movies. We've all seen Marvel movies.
Right.
Like, let's be real.
I do think they do a good job of like whipping the camera around and showing enough people's reactions to everything. Like I feel like there's a fuckload of characters in this movie, and it's handled well, is what I'm saying. You get a feel for everyone with not a lot of like, okay, sit down one-on-one time. Let's get to know this lady or whatever. Like that, you pick up on quite a bit.
I agree.
Oh yeah. So Vern, was that's all you had to say, right, brother? Scarpet, my man, last but definitely not least, what are your thoughts on The Mist, brother?
Oh, I love this movie. I think it's a great movie. Because really this is a story, as you guys said, about people and what they will do in a situation. You could take this same story, put it in Georgia, and have the people in a farmhouse being chased by zombies. It's the same movie. Darabont did both for a reason, because he excels at this type of thing. The monsters are a MacGuffin. It could be anything.
It's a backdrop.
It's some outside force exerting it on these people and having all society break down to the point where there are no laws. People just follow the people who are charismatic. And as they predicted would happen, did happen in the store. There's a lot of tropes in these movies, Stephen King movies, because he writes tropey books. The character of the bully and the religious zealot is in book. So it's kind of a trope within itself. But they're just the thing to power the story a lot. I love the performances from all the Walking Dead cast, from Thomas Jane, from Marsha Gay Harden, who's great as a religious lady. Mm-hmm. Andre Brower, who is the judge, the black guy in the beginning. He's one of my favorite actors from Brooklyn 919 and Homicide: Life in the Streets.
That's what I know.
And the whole cast is great. And to me, the whole movie boils down to this. It boils down to breaking down society and people worn down to the point of hopelessness against something they've seen that makes them lose their faith. And that's what this movie, I think, was about. People losing faith, turning to a religious zealot because they don't know what to do, or losing faith and to the point where they would just have somebody kill all of them because they have no more faith. And that Chulu thing, just looking at that with no gas, stuck there with the mist all around them, what they saw people getting killed, they just lost their faith. And to me, that's what the movie about, and that's why the end is what happens. Now, he could have just gotten out of the car and cry, and that could have been in the end, and maybe it would have been better, because it did seem oh, I'll be clever to be clever and have the tanks come. I didn't mind that ending. It could have just ended with him doing the same thing, but him falling to his knees and crying and fade to black. But to me, it's all about what's that?
Someone trying to steal your car?
That's not me. I'm not a bunker. He's in Brooklyn. No, it's good. That
someone's definitely trying to steal someone's car.
But to me, it's all about that. It's all about losing hope and getting to the point where you'll do that type of thing. It's a great movie. Black and white makes it even better, and everything from the cinematography. To
I would watch this again in black and white.
Yeah, it's like beautiful in black and white, and I agree with your statement, son. It is about people, losing hope and being, losing hope. But I don't think that translates well. I think you're trying to tie that into the ending, and I don't think it really tied it up too neatly.
Everybody in that car lost utter hope. They saw what happened. You're faced with all these unbelievable monsters from hell. They saw how people died to the point of horrific deaths, and in this little town, and they're stuck there as far as they know. I understand some people. It's kind of like I don't know. People think that they're going to be in that situation. They do something different, but would they really? Everybody
What
likes
have
to
you
think
seen?
they
I'm
would.
never putting a gun to
What
my
have you
mouth.
seen more of?
Right.
Stories like this where they remove society and they have people that are fearful and under pressure that start acting crazy, or time loop movies? What do you think you've seen more of?
But equal variety.
I think you've seen a shitload more of this. I just felt like pointing that out. What up, Bob?
But they have a lot of these, especially in the 2000s.
What I was gonna say is, I think this like a lot of people credit Walking Dead for like blowing up stuff like that.
No.
The Mist definitely came before it, but really, in my opinion, what blew up the idea of removing people from society and seeing how they act is Lost. Like, we wouldn't have had this or The Walking Dead or any of that shit without Lost, because it came the whole idea of like my people versus your people, and let's pick a leader and factions and shit. Like, Lost totally popularized.
I don't know about that.
Even though Walking Dead came out before Lost, the comic came out before Lost came out on TV.
Definitely created
right.
Popularizer definitely.
But I bet they wouldn't have launched The Walking Dead
the TV show. Yeah, no, I get
it started that, and that was fucking 6 years after Lost began or something like that. Like the impact of Lost was huge. Wouldn't have got Triangle either.
And we wouldn't have got Heroes.
That's crazy.
Kind of
jump I think either of those movies that we're talking about. They're two totally different things. But it all comes from Lost.
Really did was start serialized television. There wasn't a lot of it before.
Yeah, true shit. Yeah.
Most of it, if it was serialized television, it was like a soap opera.
Yeah.
Like, popular, shit like that.
Like sci-fi soap. I mean, I guess you have those Star Trek too, but
but Star Trek didn't. Before that, everything was episodic. You get one story. You might have one or two things carry over, but you didn't have something where
like an overarching plot
for the whole.
Okay.
The whole season.
You can't jump in episode 6 and hope to get. No
other show really had episodic before Lost. Lost created it. Well, no, I take that back. What year did Lost come out?
2004. Fall of 2004.
Babylon 5 and Star Trek Deep Space Nine kind of did it. Babylon 5 definitely did it.
Well, it didn't resonate with the zeitgeist of
it. It was Babylon 5 was probably and Deep Space Nine to a certain degree was really one of the first serialized.
Wasn't J. Michael Straczynski on Babylon 5?
You forget about Twin Peaks.
You also had NYPD
Blue. Twin Peaks really huge when it came to serialized television, and even had a movie.
Yeah.
So
I've never watched that shit. I hear about Twin Peaks all the time, dude. That's like, I need to go back.
I've never watched all of it.
Twin Peaks is before all of that. Lost.
Hey, that was like what,
this is totally random, dude.
Late
80s.
Can you watch that movie, like Twin Peaks, like Walks with Fire or whatever it's called, without watching the?
It's a prequel. Yes, you can.
Okay.
I mean, it helps to be in the show, but it's not necessary.
I'm a chronological person, bro.
Comes out.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if you want to, you wouldn't.
The time frames of the shows,
The show's whack. Did you guys watch the
Showtime reboot?
The Showtime thing that wasn't bad either, but it was that way.
You just said it was whack and then followed quickly with it.
Good to have you in the chat, Bob. It's been a while, man. Good to have you in here.
Log lady and all.
Hope you're doing well, man.
Oh yeah.
And station to Bobby D. What's up, buddy?
What up, Bobo?
Yeah, I love the movie. I love
being winning any more contests.
David is goated.
Yeah, I haven't seen much of, or I don't know if I've seen any of his stuff. I tried to watch Eraserhead a couple years ago, and I don't think I was ready for it. But I might be ready for it now.
You should watch Blue Velvet. That would be the first one you start with.
That's on HBO. I was just looking at that too.
Funny, Abel's mentioned the Twilight Zone, compared that ending to the Twilight Zone, and Bob says, for the record, I love The Mist, felt like a great episode of Twilight Zone or Outer Limits.
Yeah,
I agree.
Watch season 1 and 2, and the return.
Especially in black and white.
And just to reiterate, not the gist. I think some people might have construed or misconstrued what we're saying that we think the ending is bad. Not bad, just could have altered it a little bit. Could have changed it, made it feel a little bit more earned. Not that it's necessarily bad.
Right.
And it fits in with the other problems in the film.
I like the ending, but I understand exactly what Fable and you guys.
It's character motivation throughout.
where the
Yes,
tanks don't come through and he just cries and we end like that. Like I would have took that because it you know, it's like, God damn, man.
I understand exactly
heavy.
what you're saying.
This is heavy.
A lot of people view the ending as kind of a trick.
When the tanks came through, it kind of broke all logic because when the mist just went away, those 7-story tall monsters were nowhere to be seen.
Like you guys were outrighting the tanks by mere coincidence the entire time.
They were
Like
chasing the 7,000-foot tall thing. They were chasing them. They were going in the same direction.
Weren't there more than one though? There was about
there were different big creatures.
Big ass fucking thing. There's a 400-foot elephant thing.
Yeah.
Bro, there was a few. Yeah, I don't think they were chasing that. That one leg would have took out both the two tanks and like.
Yeah,
that was
very
giant.
Godzilla-ish. Well, look at you, like the Cloverfield monster a little bit, didn't it?
Yeah.
That's a tough one. I'd probably go Goodfellas. Is a little more rewatchable for me, but
Goodfellas, no question, hands down.
well,
Goodfellas.
The Godfather is fucking fantastic.
Oh, Godfather's
is fantastic.
But Goodfellas is better.
Goodfellas is more watchable. Yeah.
That's the first thing I said. It's more watchable.
Pace. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's faster
I
pace.
think
it's a better.
It's definitely faster paced.
Faster
Bro.
pace.
Yeah.
It's more fun.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You don't have like a
Godfather's an operatic saga.
Yeah.
You know, it's.
Yeah,
I mean, the whole beginning is the wedding in the first Godfather. That's why I think some people go for Godfather 2.
For me, I
already
always
established and shit. And
Right.
I always thought
get
Heat
shit.
was an okay movie, but I never
They
thought
get
Heat was a
going,
fantastic movie. I know people love that movie.
Yeah.
I never thought it was great.
Heat is really
That
good. Heat is really
It's good, but not as good
really
as
good. Yeah. But
not
not
Goodfellas
it's
good.
not Goodfellas good. Yeah. No.
Plus, talk about pissed off. I was always pissed off that the two actors never meet in the movie. They don't have a scene together. So
I know.
that always pissed me off. But hey. How do you put Pacino and De Niro in a movie and don't give them a scene together? I don't understand that.
Scheduling.
Pacino who?
Pacino and De Niro in Heat. They never have a scene in the
Yes,
same
they
movie
do.
together.
They have
they
two.
don't.
Yes, they do. They
Oh,
have
you mean
a
when they're
scene
sitting
at the
down at
diner.
the table?
Yeah.
I'm not even sure they're in there. Are they in there?
Yes, they have a scene at the diner
Okay,
together where they're
the diner,
talking,
yeah.
where Robert De Niro kind of like goes
like
in
5
and
minutes.
introduces, and he's like, "Just leave me alone," basically. And then they have a scene at the end when
Yeah, I know.
Pacino and him have
I
the
know.
face off. Because trust me, I wish they had more scenes together, but they have two scenes, and the one where they're face to face in the diner is a freaking fantastic scene. I love Heat.
Is that the one with Kilmer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That dude,
Okay,
when
yeah,
they're downtown, fucking
That
LA
shootout,
and
yeah.
shooting shit up, bro.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, that shootout.
That's a tense ass scene.
Is iconic.
That's based on something that really happened too.
I think I read somewhere that they show that to like in military training or some shit like that to show how accurate that is, like how they were like reloading guns and moving with each other down, like. So yeah, that shit was very
Well, enjoy your kung fu movies, Bob. Thanks for stopping in, brother.
Yeah.
See, they have a scene in the diner. Thank you, Mark.
Mm.
Thank you, Gary. They have two scenes.
Mm. 1-2 punch.
I'm on point, baby. I don't fuck around.
They need more.
You had a one person verify each fact.
I mean, I called it. But I guess I'm trying to think. I mean, you could do favorite character and maybe your last thoughts, and then if you want to do the rating, I'd say.
Anyone have like a favorite scene? You guys want to?
Yeah, I mean, you can
throw that in there.
I just figured because once we go, because we always chime in with each other, I feel like too. So I figure once we go around again, you could say. That's why I was like last thoughts, favorite scene, favorite character. I'd probably say my favorite character. It might be. I mean, obviously, we all love Thomas Jane. You know, he's fantastic. I really do like William Sadler a lot in it. But I was really surprised because I know how great William Sadler can be. I was really surprised with Ali, the store clerk guy, and
I'm just gonna say that's my favorite. Yeah,
shooting people and everything.
Yeah.
Me too.
And then you got the crazy, Bible thumper lady, man, and just she goes from getting cans of peas thrown at her to literally a day later to everyone's
Fucking
joy,
queen.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, like
She's a great
I mean,
actress.
she's impressive.
Really good, did
She's
well.
fucking crazy.
she's
and
powerful. Yeah.
She does a great job of it. But
She was great in Miller's Crossing. If you ever saw that movie.
since Link
Coen brother movie.
Since Link's gonna go with Ali, I'm gonna go because I have a few favorites anyways.
I mean, if you want to go with Ali, I can go with
No,
someone
man,
else.
I'll go William Sadler because I don't want
yeah.
anyone to leave him out. And I think I love one scene too when they're in the pharmacy and the spider gets like right up to his face and he has like a big screaming scene where he's like, ah. I thought
It's believable as hell.
Believable as hell. And I was like, damn, that was a good one. But he just knocks it out of the park. And to me, man, he's just a fucking legend for everything he's done with Shawshank, and being in the first episode of Tales from the Crypt, the Tales from the Crypt movie, Demon Knight.
Yo.
What's up?
No, you just had me thinking of something.
But yeah, man, I absolutely love him. Favorite scene would definitely be, me and Verno mentioned it, the opening scene. That's probably, besides that is probably that opening scene with the storm and everything, and him just when you get him doing his paintings and then he looks out the window with his family and sees that crazy ass storm. Especially in black and white, it is just gorgeous. But I do love when you first see the monsters and you see like the tentacles and everything, or when like you see like the close-ups of them just looking out the store window and you see like the spiders and shit on the wall. And it's just, I think it's just such a beautiful movie, man. For a monster movie, it's just so gorgeous, man. I love it, man.
Maybe even say what's your favorite monster in the movie?
I mean, I don't know if we ever see it fully unless it is like the Cthulhu thing, but I love that
tentacle monster.
Tentacles, But the spiders are crazy.
Each tentacle was like a fucking mouth on its own. Like,
yeah, man, I love that. And it's just like that's just
when it rips the pieces.
I love
right
like
off
the Blob.
That's what I was.
Reminds me of the Blob.
His chest, he's just lying there.
Yeah, that's the best part, and that to me, that's when you could really tell how much better it looked in black and white.
Yeah,
shit, I watched this movie like 6-7 months ago, and I thought, damn, the CG. I thought it looked pretty shitty. It's 2007, but in black and white.
I haven't watched it in color in a long time, so I almost feel like I should never watch it in color anymore because it probably
the color makes the CGI stand up badly. Yeah,
totally.
Black and white, there's not really any hiccups on it. You know what I mean?
It looks a little 8-legged freaky.
I was like, this is like if I literally thought that too. I was like, this is like 8-legged freaks if it was fucking incredible.
I like how they gave the spiders.
It came out in the same like time, 2002 to 2007 wasn't too far.
Heads there. Those are kind of cool. Those skull heads.
Yeah, there's some of the spiders and stuff are you can tell they're very it's a little outdated CGI, but that's why I think the black and white makes it look a lot better.
They did use some prosthetics.
CGI looked pretty good though.
I do too.
I thought it looked pretty decent.
Oh, and in color, I'm glad to see. I haven't seen it in a few years, so I'm glad to hear that. I was gonna.
Yeah, no, I thought the CGI held up. It looked better than some Marvel stuff.
I don't know.
I wouldn't go that far. Come on.
Well, some of it was a lot of it was practical mixed.
Yeah, some of it was practical.
Some of it was
like the spiders you could tell and shit, where some were practical.
Yeah.
Let me think. So before I say, anyone in the chat, throw your rating down below. But yeah, I absolutely love the movie with the ending. I love all three of Darabont's King movies. I do love the ending. I understand what Fable and them were saying, and in a way, I feel like if they did maybe add like a scene to make it a little more deserving, it would just make the movie more better for me because I do fucking absolutely love it. But it's not it's close to being like it. Almost all three of his movies can almost be tied some days. And it's one of my all-time favorite King adaptations. I love it. I think I'm going to go 4.69 on this. It's not a perfect 5 because it's not Shawshank or The Green Mile, but it's damn close. You know what I mean? Yeah. I do think I prefer those two a little bit more. But this is just a damn good monster movie, and black and white. It's great, man. I love all the characters, but I think
like when you look at the concept of this, it could easily be like under someone else's watch. It could have easily been some cheap B movie knockoff, So like, and it's the concept is not as deep as Shawshank or The Green Mile, Like,
and it's supposed to be like homaging cheap monster movies, but it takes it to another level, and it's like it's a fantastic story, and it's just a great movie all around, and it's just one of the best things to come out of the early late 2000s. You know what I mean? Because there's good stuff that came from those times, but there's a lot of shit that was wonky and you know what I mean? Like,
House of Wax. We got
House of Wax, man.
Yeah, this is
the Paris Hilton.
This movie is
brother.
I like.
I have to rewatch it. But I remember.
Dude, there's only one Paris Hilton video I like, and it's not that one. Let me tell you.
I like House.
Chad Michael Murray,
Jared Padalecki, and Chad Michael Murray. That was one I watched as like a teenager. I
remember it fucked me up though. Jared Padalecki, bro, when they're like, he's like throwing pull off his cheek and shit,
acting like he's some badass motherfucker. Yeah. You get the girl next door chick in that, man.
Oh, Elijah, Elizabeth. Yeah.
Yes. Some good stuff. I know. I can understand what the Paris Hilton stuff is cheesy. She shouldn't have been in it, but I have a fondness for that movie. I love it.
I'll go back and rewatch that. I can respect that.
It's worth the watch, man. It's one of the better things to come out of that decade. I feel like, but it's not the best either. But it was just one. I like the vibe. It's very creepy to me. And I like Jared Padalecki, and I always did like Chad Michael Murray too.
Me too. Well, I was a One Tree Hill fan.
But yeah, Paris Hilton had no excuse. They could have got any other hot ass blonde instead of her.
Well, she was pretty hot at the time they made that.
At the time, yeah, she's coming fresh off her reality show.
Could have got another hot ass blonde.
Just popping in to say, I agree. House of Wax is pretty fucking good. It's worth another watch.
Thank you.
All right, I'll check it out.
And Paris Hilton is surprisingly decent.
I got a poster right next to my company.
It's nowhere near as good.
That's why I was like, I can't not say nothing about my House of Wax. Let me see. I can pull it up.
1953 Vincent Price, the new one. No, not even close. Go watch the Vincent Price one.
The original.
Absolutely.
The OG. All right.
The OG, baby.
I've never seen the OG.
That's a nice steelbook, though.
Okay.
No, it's a poster.
Oh, it's a poster? I thought
it was you think it's
the way you zoomed it in, it looked like a steelbook right there.
My DVD.
It was.
Two hands.
Even Paris not tagged in it.
But isn't that the cover, the box,
That's the Scream Factory cover.
Right, okay.
Cover.
I haven't watched it yet. I'm going to have to watch it.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll start. Since we started with Fable last time. Well, I'm trying to think. Is it hopefully? Well, we'll skip Vern and come back to him if he's not back. Scarpad, what are your final thoughts? Favorite character, favorite monster, whatever, and then your rating, brother.
Okay. Favorite character. I'm gonna go to somebody different. I'm gonna give Frances Sternhagen, who played the old lady that survived until she got shot at the end. I like her.
Can of beans at the.
She's pretty sassy. She gave everybody lip. She threw the can of beans. She did a lot to break up the fights, and she was good. She's in a movie that we're going to be doing next month on my show called Outland back in 1981, which she was really good in that movie. She's good here, so that she'd be my favorite character. One of my favorite characters. I'll give her that. And then favorite monster, I'm going to absolutely go with the spiders. All the spiders in the drugstore. It's creepy as shit, coming out of the guy's belly and then breaking into a million fucking spiders. I like, probably the only thing we really saw in the whole movie completely was the spider. Everything else was, and the bird thing, which like that was kind of dumb. I didn't like the bird thing.
But I mean, not that we needed to see everything. But it leaves it up to the imagination.
Right. I like the spiders, and then as far as I rate the movie, for me 4.5. I just think it's a upper tier Stephen King and upper tier Frank Darabont.
Sci-fi and horror movie.
Yeah, so 4.5 for me.
4.5.
I guess so. Favorite character, I think an easy one It's of course Thomas Jane, but I wouldn't give him an honorable mention. But I think he plays his part so well. That whole the everyday guy that's just kind of wants to go about his day, do the right thing. He's always trying to look out for people. Plays that very well. You know, he's got a charm to him. He kind of, you know, to the point where you're like, I'll trust that guy. Like he seems stable. But I will say the grocery dude, I like that role he played where he's just like I know not idiot savant, but you know, he's a bag boy at a grocery store, but he's smarter than most of the fucking town. Like he's got a lot of skills that are underutilized. So I will give it to him. He was like the conscience, the voice of reason throughout the movie, the logic. And favorite scene, you said it earlier, Dylan, that scene with the Shermanator from American Pie, the grocery boy, where he gets pulled under. That's just a great scene. Like it's just well shot, well executed. You know, the whole from when Fable said earlier, when the shit rises and the shot, you just see the mist hovering right at it doesn't even creep in, it just hovers there. Like it's just, there's a lot of cool imagery going on with that. That's a well executed scene. Even when he's like getting pulled in the door and he like hits his head. I love the shot where he's like, you think he's about to get yanked, and he's like, he kind of comes up at the last second and grabs, and he's like,
I
not the soldier
shot
boy.
Of that too, how it's like above too.
Those are some cool shots. Yeah, because they did that with the soldier dude too when they were about to throw him out at the up. I love it. So I it's just the struggle felt real in those moments. So I'll give that my favorite scene, and as a rating, I'll give this a 4.5. Like I said, this is one of my favorite horror films. There's a lot going on. Like I said, it could easily just be a cheap B flick, C flick at that, you know, under a different director. So I respect it for its strong filmmaking. And the ending, don't dislike it. Just would have tweaked it a little bit. But it is like, I guess it's not really a feel-good movie. And it's kind of like more of a gut punch, I guess you would say, in justification of the ending. But yeah, I'll give it a 4.5. I really enjoy this flick.
Heck yeah. I forgot that Darabont wrote the screenplay for the remake of The Blob. I fucking love that movie too.
No shit.
You're muted, bro.
Yeah, I thought he was pointing at his mute button.
One of the scenes I say I like is that scene where they're trying to get the guy back with the rope and they only pull half of him back.
Yeah.
And then about 10 minutes later, you see something pulling the guy's body.
The rest of him.
Pull him away.
Yeah.
That was a
good when they got the bloody rope and they're like, oh my God. Oh my God.
They're just pulling him away. You can hear like something walking and they go, walking off with him.
Well, Vern's back. In case you have to, do you want to go now or do you want to wait a second, Vern, and let?
Oh no, I'll jump in.
I was just saying, in case you got to walk away again.
Favorite character? It's somebody said. I think Steph, you said it is Ollie. I think the grocery store guy. He is great, man. I love everything about him in this role. He doesn't look like the character that he plays in the movie. You know what I mean? I love when he tells his boss to. That's all fine and dandy, but could you just shut the fuck up for a minute or whatever? I love him.
He's like with the gun scene where he's like his boss brushes him off. He walks over and just like starts loading this shit up, spinning it around and shit. Like just handles
like the goofy freaking bag boy, and then he turns into the badass.
Right? It's like Under Siege. I was a Navy SEAL in '94, but I guess favorite scene it probably would be that when he. Shoots Mrs. Carmody. It's the most badass moment, but the ending too, man. The ending is the most effective bit. I struggle with this movie like a motherfucker, dude. I'm gonna just keep it 1,000%. I want to go like
that's all we ask, brother.
I wanted to go 4, but I'm gonna go 3.69. It's just there's something about it that takes me those bits that we all mentioned before. They take me out of it more than I think it must take you guys out of it for sure. But it's still a great watch. It's still a movie I'll watch again. I'm glad I just bought the black and white version.
Hell yeah!
Yeah, it's a good one.
That Blu-ray?
Yeah, $11.99. Yeah, it was
great. Dude, that's a great deal, dude. For a long time, it was hard. I remember the only way Blu-ray was like impossible to get.
Yeah, it was like out of print
with the because it's Lionsgate, you know. So
Yeah, at the end it's credited to Harvey Weinstein in the credits.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't gonna say their name, but yeah, that's why it was impossible to get for a while.
Dude, can I just say this while I'm thinking of it, dude? Just while we're talking about that Blu-ray, I sat there for about 5 minutes earlier, getting so frustrated, I went down to like set it up last night when I was going to watch the black and white, and you have to. I don't know how to explain it. Dylan, you watched it recently. If you go into any of the features, in order to back out of that feature, there's a little X that you got to press up and find that X. And I'm sitting there not seeing it. I'm like, what the fuck won't it go up? I'm getting so frustrated.
That's how it was for me when I first tried to watch it, too. It was annoying as hell.
The other thing I wanted to mention that I thought of is like, who the fuck is this person that said something in a commentary that got in so much trouble that we had to get these lawyers involved, where every movie you watch now, the views expressed to the commentary do not reflect Universal Studios or whatever. Who said what, man? I want to know. I want to fucking know.
That goes back to Laserdisc days.
They always do that bullshit in case somebody probably
just in case somebody says something.
Off the wall shit.
I'm just curious if someone ever did or if that was a preemptive thing.
I think it's because especially now, people get offended by so many different things. They want to cover their ass. I mean, they're putting all those commentaries on the disc, so they know what's going to be on them.
Right, exactly.
Right.
They can't just say something that's not recorded live.
I guess in case like years down the road, if they say some shit that's like fucked up now that wasn't back then, and they're like, we told them not to do that. You know, they didn't listen.
Exactly. That's exactly it.
So 3.69. Fable, my man. What did you think, my brother? Last
favorite character. Yeah, I gotta go with Arnim Zola, man. My boy Arnim Zola.
Hell yeah.
He's just a badass. I thought he was the only one that helped Thomas Jane through the whole movie, and you know I respect him for that. You know, he went against the grain. He did what was right at the end of the day, and when he shot homegirl, he was like, man, she just had to get shot, man. Like,
yeah, it is, bro. She's bugging.
I was waiting for that one.
I loved it.
Bitch gotta get got. You know what I'm saying?
Favorite scene.
Don't be drinking my milk.
I do love the tentacle scene. I thought that was great. But I guess to highlight another scene, I love when the little flies first start appearing on the window. And because right there and then I knew they weren't just dealing with a tentacle monster; they were dealing with multiple monsters.
Yeah.
And it was kind of scary because they were such big flies, and they were on this glass, this pane glass, and they just kept clicking their little fingers on the glass, and I'm like, they're gonna break the glass. These flies keep hanging, keep landing on this damn thing. They're gonna break the glass. So that was real tension-filled scene. Also, again, where I feel like I love the monsters. That's one of the reasons why when the fly came, I'm like, what the hell is that? Some other shit right there. It's not the tentacle, right? It's not what we just saw. Now they're dealing with a whole nother creature. One is enough.
Fucking pterodactyl birds and shit.
Yeah, then a third one comes, and I'm like, holy crap, it's Jurassic Park out there. So yeah, I'll give it to that. And I guess for a grade, everything that I complained about was really a nitpick of this movie. It's not really detracts in any way for me, like the enjoyment factor. And looking back at it in my mind's eye, I can see how black and white can enhance this thing. Especially the CG effects, like you guys were saying earlier. So
I wish you could have saw it in black and white. You have to let me know. You have to let me know when you do watch it at some point.
Yeah, I think I just might. So
it's worth it.
I was struggling like Verno with the grade on this one because I still don't like the end. I don't think it's deserved, and I don't like some of the characterization, some of the sudden character changes or things that they do. For instance, the butcher, right? He was just a cold-hearted murderer out of nowhere.
Yeah.
He just stabbed that kid or whatever. Anyway, that's neither here nor there.
That's how all butchers are.
You know what I mean?
That's why they're butchers.
Psychos.
But I do love the science fiction of it. I love the science fiction of it. I love the small town aspect. I'm a lot like you, Dylan. That's a big for me. So I wanted to do 3.69, but I'm gonna give it a 4. Give it a 4.
Oh, yeah.
It's a solid film. It's well made, well produced, well acted, and besides some things with the script that my personal, because I didn't say it's not a bad ending, it's just my personal feelings on it. I don't think it deserves any less than a 4.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I think once
that's
you watch the black and white, it makes you like the cinematography and stuff more. Because if you thought the special effects and everything were great in it, you're just gonna be like, yeah, it just looks a little.
Seems more timeless in black and white.
Yeah, definitely.
The atmosphere is.
It's like I say. I was telling Steph earlier. I can watch a mid to a great movie as long as the production quality is there. And regardless of how I feel about the choices and characters and ending, the production quality is here. And so, it gets big points for that.
Hell yeah.
What's that?
Looks like Bobby D gave it a 3.2. Two gun.
I don't think I've ever seen Bobby be so give it a 0.2. Yeah.
I know, a 3.2. I never seen him do that either. The missed black and white version, 4.5 slips from Two Gun. My little bro Ev said I give it 4.25 slips first time watching and didn't watch it in black and white.
Okay, hell yeah.
But yeah, maybe bump it to a 4 or 5. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how many movies he's watched in black and white. I think he's watched The Lighthouse, so I'd be interested to see what he thinks of it in black and white. I think he would appreciate how gorgeous it looks.
I think I would recommend people, if somebody's asked me to watch it, I'd recommend watch the color one first.
Yeah.
And then they watch the black and white.
Right. That's how I did it.
Probably, yeah.
You don't see the other one first.
Luke
Sorry.
Oh, you're good.
Sorry.
Ain't nothing to be sorry about. Come on now. Luke Meister gave it a 4 slips. Zach gave it 4 slips as well. And says I need to see the black and white version. Hell yeah, brother.
It's worth it. It's worth it.
I like what Darabont said. He said like when it makes it feel like a 60s movie. It's like he really points out in the intro is like how it really makes it feel like it's a different movie altogether.
Yeah.
But it gives
some
it a
people
60s
just say, hey, yeah, we just did this, and it says a bunch of bullshit. But he actually gets into some stuff.
Yeah, you can tell he's passionate about it. Like big time.
It's a fine sci-fi by Bob. I think nailed it earlier when he said it's like a extended version of the Twilight Zone, extended episode, especially with the black and white version.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. And Two Gun says black and white version raised his rating. Hell yeah. And Bobby D says I need to see it in black and white. Definitely, dude. And 62 Lefty Blues says 4 all day. Logan in black and white is epic, dude. I gotta watch that in black and white. I don't know how I never knew there was black and white of that. That's crazy. And
Logan in black and white
gives it a 4 slips. Fuck yeah, brother.
Yeah, it makes you feel more
I love The
dystopian.
Lighthouse. I actually wanted to watch this in black and white, but was having trouble. Yeah, I remember you telling me that. Hell yeah, I think you'll definitely enjoy it a little more. It's a great movie, period. But I think just takes it up a little notch. Like Steph said, it's just timeless. You'll have to watch it at some point and let me know what you think. I know, bro. It's one of my favorites too. We'll definitely gotta watch that. So yeah, 4.69 from me, 4 from Fable, 4 from Link, 3.69 from Bruno, and 4.5 from Scarpad. And a 4 from Gary, 4 from 62. You got a 4 from Zach, 4 from Luke, 4.25 from Evan, 4.5 from Two Gun, and a 3.2 from Bobby D. So I'd say we probably got an average score of 4.269. I think.
Yeah.
I think the 2 4 5s, bring it down. I think I'm pretty close on that one, brothers. I think I'm pretty damn close. I'm telling you. I mean, I'm always fucking on the money, but I'm just saying, fucking human calculator over here, brother. So, I might have 1 or 2 things to show for show and tell. I'm sure Scarpad has probably a a couple things as
I
well.
probably got a dip. Honestly, I got a kid screaming out there.
We're gonna show one or two things and dip anyways ourselves. But you will not be here for the dentist, right?
No, unfortunately, no. I got a bachelor party next weekend. But
man, we'll enjoy it. We'll see you the week after, though, my man.
If you haven't had enough scar pad in your life this week, then
never can happen.
Yeah, to stop by Blood Splatter Chatter tomorrow, noon Central Time, 1:00 Eastern Time, which I'm so excited to just wake up, have a cup of coffee, maybe smoke a bowl, and then just do a live stream, get it out of the way early. I'm so excited about that.
Don't let him condescend to you, okay? Don't let him condescend to you.
And will Kingdom of the Spiders and Blood-Sucking Freaks make my top 5 of 1970? Possible. Tune in.
Right. As his point. That's what we're doing tomorrow. The top 5 favorite movies from the 1970s, which even when I sent that to you, I didn't even realize. I mean, I knew it was a big decade, but even looking at the list, it's like, holy shit. It's like this.
And I asked him, do I say the top 5? I think they should be like important films, like you would say Jaws or something. Or do I say ones I like? I don't know.
You like? I told you.
Pretty
Do ones you like.
Both.
Part of the reason why I wanted you for that specific episode is
because I'm old.
A, because you're older and fucking dirt. Second, or B, is just because I think there's a good chance that you would have the most different list from me. You know what I mean? Out of everybody. You know what I mean? So you were there. You've got different opinions on the 70s. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Hey, have fun with that smoking a pancake in the morning, brother.
Absolutely. I'll see you guys, man. I'll be watching show and tell. Love you guys. Later.
Don't set your face on fire with the silk, man.
Yeah, so next Saturday we will be doing The Dentist 1 and 2 double feature.
I don't know if I can watch those movies. Teeth.
Yeah, I hear you a little bit. Keep talking.
Super excited to do this double feature next week. Next Saturday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. We'll be doing Brian Yuzna's The Dentist 1 and 2. Super excited. If you're interested in picking this up, it's an awesome Vestron release for literally like $10. And this upcoming Monday, Scarpad will be reviewing Space Commander.
Wing Commander with Freddie Prinze Jr. and Matthew Lillard.
7:45 p.m. Eastern this Monday. You won't want to miss it. And then he's also doing, which I should be joining him, doing an Evil Dead show.
Yeah, tomorrow night at 10 o'clock.
Tomorrow night, 10 o'clock.
Tomorrow night, 10 o'clock.
Going through all the Evil Dead movies besides Evil Dead Rise.
Which not Rise,
I'm going to see that tomorrow. Going to see Evil Dead Rise tomorrow. I cannot fucking wait.
So we're going to be talking
to myself.
We're talking OG and new one. Well, not new one.
Oh, we are going to be trying to review the Evil Dead Rise as get some of the guys together to review it next sometime this week, I'm hoping. And spoilers, Evil Dead Rise is awesome. Fuck yeah, dude. I'm so hyped.
Fucking awesome.
No, it's who's the dentist in it, man? He's
the guy from LA Law, Corbin Burnson.
Yeah, yep, that's exactly it. So what I got this week was I got an awesome documentary called Living with Chucky, and it's actually directed by who is it? It's directed by what's the guy's name? The guy who does the practical effects for the most recent Child's Play movies. It's directed by his daughter, called Living with Chucky, and it's done by the company that put out the Pennywise documentary that came out, and it's part of the Screambox, and it's labeled number 3. So I got all 3 titles. I got the It documentary, the Terrifier 2, and Living with Chucky. I was watching this. They go through each movie one by one. It's really freaking good. Tony Gardner. It's Tony Gardner's daughter who directed and produced it, and you get like all the stars of the Chucky series. You get a couple, famous actors that are fans of it. You got Alex Vincent, Jennifer Tilly, Brad Dourif, Don Mancini, all the greats that are in it. And I thought it was a really good documentary. So happy I picked it up, and it comes with, of cool little slip too. Very nice slip. Nice collector's edition. I'm glad to own it, and hope that they start doing more, because I believe as well they're supposed to be doing a Robert Englund documentary. This company is, so super excited, man. I hope they keep going. That's why I'm trying to support them. So, and then last but not least, I got freaking this beautiful 4K steelbook of Starship Troopers, which
Nice.
I had to get after
Wow,
we did the
that's
Total
gorgeous.
Recall.
Holy shit.
Freaking, we did the Total Recall
That's
on
awesome, dude.
Scarpack's
Yeah.
channel, and he was talking about this, and I saw it was literally like going out of stock. And funny thing is, lately a lot of these steel books are like going out of stock, and they're not coming back, like from Amazon, like the Scream 2.
No
You
way.
can't get no more. The Running Man 4K steelbook with Arnold Schwarzenegger's gone and not coming back.
That's why I'm keeping my her goat one.
Yeah, so I was able to get this for like $20, and I'm
Killer
just so
goats.
happy because this is a
That looks dope.
gorgeous steelbook. So good.
Yeah.
Love it, man. Love it.
Very good. And the wait till you see the movie. It looks phenomenal.
I know, man. I cannot wait to watch the movie. I like could hold this up for another minute or two because it's just so cool,
They
dude.
did such a good job.
That'd be a
That movie
badass
looks like
poster.
it was made yesterday.
Right?
It looks so good.
Oh, Starship? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, holds
it's
up
great,
well.
great disc.
Paul Verhoeven,
Okay.
baby. Just tell you.
Yeah, real shit. Yeah.
Can't wait till I get
Underappreciated.
Showgirls next month.
Yeah.
Man, I wonder why you haven't covered that one,
Blu-ray.
Scarpad.
I will. I'll do Showgirls. That's great. That's a great.
No, I'm talking about Starship Troopers, Showgirls.
Oh yeah. You get to it.
So, yeah, make sure you
Showgirls. I'll do
join us.
Showgirls.
Car
Make sure
pads,
you join us next Saturday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, as always, while we review The Dentist 1 and 2. It's going to be a lot of fun. I cannot
Can
wait
I have some
dive
milk
into
candy?
these crazy ass 2 Brian Yuzna films. They're a lot of fun. Fable stuff. Did you guys have anything this week, my brothers?
Yeah,
Yes,
I got
sir.
a few things. Just a couple things.
Sick, bro.
Of course, I picked up my Alex Ross Timeless Variant of the Week. So first
Ooh,
we got
Vulture, baby.
Vulture.
I got all those on order. Someday I'll get them.
Gorgeous. Then we got Sandman.
Okay, with the Hammer Fist, I like that.
Yeah, I don't even read those, but I bought them. Those covers are just fucking
There are
dope.
pieces.
We got
They are they're
Thanos.
amazing.
I'll do it myself.
Sick.
Fucks with it.
Do you think
And,
are they raised? Are they raised covers? Or are they? Can you feel
No.
bumps? Oh, they're not. Okay.
No.
That last one almost looked like it was a raised one.
Yeah, I can see that.
And
Oh,
you
that's
got
nice.
Galactus, who takes
Yeah,
up the
like
whole.
that.
You notice that these guys got like
Yeah,
white
yeah.
backgrounds.
Yeah.
Blank
This
space
guy
and
takes
shit.
up the whole thing.
I like
I
that.
love
Those
that.
are great.
And then lastly, I got a video game in. It's a video game that I've always wanted a physical copy for, and they finally gave me one.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah, I've seen that. That's a good one.
2 for the Switch. Nice physical copy to go with my Knights of the Old Republic
ooh.
for the
Nice.
Switch. So
Those are
yeah,
sick.
Oh, I forgot you got the first one already.
yeah,
That's a nice.
some of the
Those look
best,
nice side by side.
some of the best Star Wars RPGs and some of the best Star
Oh,
Wars
that's for
games.
sure.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Knights of the Old Republic, man. Happy to have them, man. Yeah, that's my
Damn,
show.
20-year anniversary for the first one this year. That's wild.
Yeah.
I guess I'm on. I found this. I never really cared for this character too much in the book, but I love the character design for the toy Ghostface. The Ghost. What's his name?
Ghostmaker.
Ghostface.
Ghostmaker. Oh,
That is a great figure from Todd McFarlane. I mean, look at the
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
detail on
Yeah.
that.
beautiful.
That's a James Tinian creation.
That is just dope. Look at the back cover. Ghostmaker. I had to get this one. I saw this. These are all from Walmart, believe it or not. I wanted this one. I found it. Famous Monsters of Finland. That's the Frankenstein 1957 Chevy Suburban. And if you
Oh,
look
nice.
at it,
Um,
there's Frankenstein on the hood. That car says Frankenstein, and you got your little Frankenstein, and it's got a poster of the movie back there. See it?
yeah, that's
That's
cool,
fucking.
dude.
That's fucking amazing.
That's a really cool display piece.
And then I saw these, also from the same company, a lot smaller though. There's, of course, the original Batmobile.
Too
Oh,
bad they didn't
nice.
have any other monster ones.
Adam West.
And there's the, I think, 1989.
Oh.
Fuck yeah.
They have them all. I have to find the other ones.
Oh, they have more monster ones?
I know they have all the Batman ones. Okay, so I think that's all the toys. I picked this up. I love this is one of my favorite shows from TV. Before David Simon wrote The Wire, he wrote this book. This is based on a homicide life in the streets. Came out in the mid-90s. Got the guy from The Mist. There he is, Andy Brower, and a bunch of other people that you see that have on. But this is set in Baltimore. It's a great show. 7 seasons. The first 5 are the best, and then they monkeyed around. Let me just tell you one more thing about this box set. I just bought this from Shout Factory. They had a box set sale, so I picked it up. I bought this off of eBay about maybe a year ago. At eBay, they have bootlegs of all Shout Factory sets, and I got a bootleg. How can I tell? Same exact cover, but it was like thin cardboard. Same exact cases, except the discs themselves glitters a little bit. And when you watch them, they're recorded on a recordable that are half the size of a real DVD, so they look like junk. It looked exactly like this, but I finally got the real version of it, and I'll probably send the junky one to Dylan.
As one does.
I love that show. And then I got also the Chucky. There it is. Look at the slipcover on that. Isn't that phenomenal?
Is that a new movie?
That's the one that Dylan just got, the documentary.
Okay.
I got this from Umbrella.
Oh, okay.
I've never seen this, but I always wanted to do this movie, Wrong Turn.
You never seen that?
I have never seen it with
Elijah Dushku.
And
the first one's pretty solid.
This is an Umbrella. This is an Umbrella release. It's got some great special features on it.
Is that
real?
Was it kind of like some Hills Have Eyes type of? That was good one to compare it to.
And then this came out with another Umbrella. This is the movie Twisted Nerve. It's a British slasher film, and this movie's famous because the whistle that the killer makes in this is the same that you hear in Kill Bill. The Kill Bill whistle there. This is what it's based on, and this was they say it's a really excellent slasher movie from the 60s, late 60s, Twisted Nerve.
They say, or Quentin Tarantino say.
Tarantino's favorite movies, yeah. And then I picked up this one. This is 1970, also Lady Frankenstein. 1970 Hammer horror. And you know it's the 70s. Why? Because this comes with a clothed version. In other words, one version where they're wearing clothes, and the other ones where they're butt naked.
That's what I'm talking about.
There you go. That's the 70s in a nutshell. And that's it.
All right, brother.
Beautiful.
Hell yeah. Great show and tell, fellas.
Oh yeah.
So recap, this upcoming Monday, tomorrow Scarpad and I should be doing, after I get out of seeing Evil Dead Rise, we should be doing an Evil Dead show on all the Evil Dead movies with Army of Darkness and all that, going through them. It'll be a fun little show tomorrow night, 10 o'clock.
And just to let you know, too, real quick, this will be the first time we're going to try it. The new feature where it will be streaming on my channel and Dylan's channel at the same time.
Simultaneously.
Yes, sir. And then then Monday night, Scarpad at 7:45 p.m. Eastern will be doing Wing Commander. And then this upcoming Saturday, or next Saturday, we will be doing the end April. We will be reviewing The Dentist 1 and 2, directed by Brian Yuzna. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I cannot wait. Yeah, dude, I'd love to see the Flash trailer pop so hard when they showed Keaton as Batman again. Yeah, dude, I'm very excited for that. Evil Dead Rise, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and The Flash, man. I'm so excited for those three.
Indiana Jones.
Yeah, and Indiana Jones too. Hell yeah. It's going to be so much fun.
And I didn't know until last week. I just saw in the theater they're putting out at April 28th, the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi is going to be in the theater.
Wow. Return of the King and Return of the Jedi in theaters. I do love me Return of the Jedi. Oh hell yeah.
And this is a loaded Ewok version, so watch it.
That's
Put the
awesome.
Ewok special in there.
Yeah.
So I highly recommend one thing, man. Go out to the theaters this week and go support Evil Dead Rise, man. I mean, from what I'm hearing, it's a fantastic film. I have not seen anybody talk bad on
It's a
it.
banger.
Let's fucking get this movie making some money so that we can get a sequel, man, and we can show that we fucking support this.
Horror movies have been making a lot of money the last 2 years.
Raimi has said he wants to do a universe of
That's what I'm saying. So it's like show that this movie, that we want them to keep doing these, and that because at first this was going to be a straight to digital movie. It was going to be a straight to streaming services, and it was getting such good reviews on early screenings that they said, let's put this in theaters.
It should have been Prey.
After Prey and Hellraiser doing so well, they were also going to do the Alien Romulus movie by Fede Alvarez, who did the last Evil Dead movies. That was going to be straight to Hulu, but because it's that
he's doing the new Alien movie.
He's doing the new Alien movie, brother.
Oh, okay.
I cannot wait. That's supposed to get, because that was going to be a Hulu only, and now that's going to go into theaters too. So we got, man, it's like if they're going to do that, we got to go out and see them, man, and support it.
Hell
so,
yeah.
I cannot wait for that Alien, man.
Yeah, that just got me real pumped for it, bro.
He's gonna add, like, he's gonna bring it back to like pure horror.
One thing I can tell you guys too, if you're going to go out and see Evil Dead Rise this weekend, my watch popped off 3 times during the movie, saying that the sound around me was higher than 90 decibels 4 times in a row, and it never ever did that in any movie. This movie is loud.
Really, and it's not showing in XD.
No,
they had like one XD showing like yesterday, but
it's still loud. It sounds phenomenal. The sound in this movie, unbelievable.
So fucking hype. I'm really excited. We got some good movies coming, dude. Like I said,
yeah.
Evil Dead Rises. People are saying the Pope's Exorcist is a pretty fun one too.
Overlord director, bro. You know,
They say Russell Crowe's really good. Yeah, I forgot. Once I heard Overlord director, I was like, hell yeah. I pre-ordered the Blu-ray. I'm excited for it. Renfield was awesome.
Renfield was awesome.
Oh, yes,
awesome.
Yes.
But I mean, this Evil Dead movie, I mean, 2013 was okay. I kind of liked it, but this movie is so
solid.
This movie is so far above that. It's not even funny.
Well, that's fucking
awesome. This to me is the true sister and sequel to the first Evil Dead movie.
Well, I mean, but the remake wasn't trying to be a sequel. Yeah, it was trying to
be a remake.
This has the same intensity.
Remember, we didn't see it.
The same intensity. It's really good.
I don't want you to slip because I'm so excited.
I'm not saying it about, but it's.
I cannot wait. As you see, Scarpad is so hyped, so we will definitely have to review this week. I'm hoping maybe like Thursday or Friday we can try to get a review in for Evil Dead Rise. Because if Scarpad's this hype, man, and he doesn't. I feel like Scarpad doesn't go that crazy for a lot of the newer movies. So I feel like it. I know
Cocaine Bear.
Cocaine Bear loved it.
Love Terrifier. It takes a lot for the newer stuff. Like he'll love his Burial Ground and stuff, but some of the newer stuff I feel like
it's not true. Not true. I loved Terrifier. I liked
I just said that. I'm just saying you don't.
I like Black Phone. You didn't. What was the other one that came out? The Scream.
No, my girl didn't.
No, Robbie didn't like.
Smile.
Robbie hated Black Phone.
Smile. I like Black Phone. The only movie I was kind of lukewarm down. I warmed up better. Is Barbarian.
That was fantastic.
Movie. I hated that movie when I first watched it. I watched it again. I kind of, but when I talked about it, I watched with you guys. I do think it's better than I thought it was. I'm not gonna say I love it, but I think it's okay.
You have a better appreciation for it.
I do.
Yeah. Well, as always, man, I appreciate everyone who came out and hung out with us.
Quick shameless plug, if you allow me.
Oh yeah.
If you guys ain't doing nothing next Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern, Blame Fable and His Amazing Friends returns.
Oh,
we're gonna have
hell
back-to-back issues on. My man PJ So it's going to be a good time.
Nice.
Guys ain't doing nothing. 1 p.m. Eastern next Saturday, April 29th. Come join us, man.
Fuck
IG
yeah.
Live.
Fuck yeah. My man killing it on IG. He's the fucking king of Instagram. Go fuck with him. Go sub him up. Go give him a follow. And go check out the return of Fable on IG. I can't wait, man. Hell yeah. So yeah, as always, guys, thank you guys for hanging out. Remember, we got a bunch coming out this week, so don't make sure you sub up, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that all notifications button, because like we said, we got some shows coming this week you're not going to want to miss. And we love y'all, man. You guys have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll see y'all next time. Peace out.